Welcome to my channel. My name is Belle and this is the Belle Perspective. Welcome back if you've been here before. Welcome if you're new here. We talk about books, we talk about TV, we talk about movies, we talk about all kinds of stuff on this channel, and I think that you'll like it. So because of that, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down at the bottom there for me. Get down in the comments and talk to me nice, okay? Let me know what you think about what we're talking about. And this time we're talking about Ready to Love. Child, I was not sure if I wanted to review this show again, but I was like, meh, what the hey, we might as well, okay? I do have a couple of housekeeping items, announcements that I want to make before we get into the review. So let's talk about housekeeping items first. Soul Firm Entertainment, okay? Check out their channel. I actually recently did a review and recap of the entire season of Riches, which was I had my qualms, but we talked about it on the Soul Firm, okay? So check out that video, okay? And go ahead and subscribe to their channel as well. They have some dope ass content, and I think you would like it. If you're a fan of me, you'll also be a fan of them. So don't forget Black Lituations, okay? Do not forget Black Lituations, which is my free online book club. We are going to be discussing Kindred by Octavia Butler on January 26th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The information on the book and how to join the conversation is going to be down in the description box. But please, it's completely free. I've got about 260 members, 65, 70-ish members. We're growing, and so if you want to be a part of a growing book club channel, or be a part of a growing book club, but also a growing club down here at the YouTube club at the YouTube. I don't know what I'm saying. So what else? Don't forget to hit up Soul Firm. Don't forget to get down in the comments and talk to me nice, okay? Let's get into the review of Ready to Love, shall we? Okay, so I don't know why I always do this. I always end up forgetting to pull up my notes before I get on the camera. I don't know why I do that, but whatever. Okay, Ready to Love. So I'm going to probably pop around on a couple things here. I really want to just hone in on the people and the notes that I have. Let's get into it. All right, okay, so just when I thought I was done with the show, I'm back at it again. They're still in Miami. They're doing I think what they're doing now is picking one city, doing two seasons, and then moving to the next. So they're in Miami again. I'm looking at the lineup of these men, and I'm just like, why do they keep setting up these women like this? Why, if I signed up for Ready to Love and these were the men that they had available, I would probably decline. No, thank you. I'm fine. I don't want to be on TV that bad. Okay. Anyway. So introduce Rashid and Simone, which were two contestants from I think 2 seasons ago, from Houston. Really love them. I follow their YouTube page, Ages and Stages. Really cute. He proposes to her on camera, and I remember seeing the surprise engagement party that he threw for her. I assumed that he had proposed to her at the engagement party because he also got down on one knee at the engagement party on YouTube, but she was wearing the same dress and he was wearing the same suit, so apparently he proposed to her on camera at Ready to Love, and then planned a surprise party for her, and then got on one knee again. And I was just like, oh my God. Ah! Anyway, so I love Rashid. I always thought Rashid was a good guy. He ended up choosing another girl, Ariana, somebody like that. I can't remember what her name was. She's irrelevant at this point. It doesn't even matter. So and I feel like Rashid was probably one of the most genuine men from the Ready to Love franchise. And y'all know how creepy these men can get. Okay? So, but I think Rashid was probably one of the genuine ones. Sorry, I'm trying to get my chair together too. Okay, so let's get into the contestants. So there's a couple of names that are the same. We've got Andres, we got Anthony's, Dre's. Anyway, okay, so Andre number one has this like thing. A bang. I'm gonna call it a bang. Okay, he got a little bayang in the front where he just twisted up real. He think he cute. He think he real cute. I would be so mad if these were the men I was on Ready to Love, and these the men y'all signed me up for. I would be so mad. I would be so very. He's an entrepreneur, and that's what gets me. Okay, because don't say entrepreneur. Say what do you do? How do you how do you earn income? Anytime a man, and I made notes of all of these jobs that these men said all the jobs that these men said that they did. And I went back and I looked back because I really need to know what the hell y'all do for a living. And is this even a real job? Because it don't make sense, okay? Some dude's name is a tax director. A tax director? What in the hell is a tax director? Which I forgot to look up. Is that even a real thing? Tax quarterly and manual regulatory tax preparation, submission, and disclosure. Okay. Oversee tax staff. Okay. I just need to know what the hell a tax director. Sometimes these things be sounding real shaky. Okay, be sounding real shaky. So I really need to know. All right. So anyway, again, he had the bayang. We're gonna call it a bayang. He says he doesn't believe he's a player. I don't believe I'm a player right now. Did y'all hear that? Not right now. He's not a player. Okay, so Corvea, she talks like Erica Mena to me. So I like black and Puerto Rican, like, you know, so she has that, like, so it's like, she talks like that with her tongue, like, down to the bottom of her tongue, down to the bottom of her mouth. That's how she talks. So she's black and Hispanic. She is a digital strategist, and she says that size matters. And I'm like, girl, you starting off wrong. Shh. Even if you believe that, shh. Keep that to yourself. That's not anything that you need to say out loud. She matches with DeMario. That is someone who she likes, who she thinks is pretty calm and decent. But I have some issue. I take issue with DeMario. I'll talk about my issue with DeMario in just a second. She's saying when she was interacting with DeMario that she loves a man who goes to therapy. Baby, let me tell you something. Just because he says he goes to therapy don't mean that shit working, and that don't mean he doing anything with the things the therapist is telling his ass to do. Okay? We're on a whole mental health movement now. So the thing to do is to say that you go to therapy. He may only have been to one session. Quiet as it's kept, he may have just searched for a therapist and ain't even signed up for one, okay? No. I need you to see fruit, okay? Women, ladies, I need you to sit back and look at the fruit of the man. Nothing coming out his, okay? Then we have Natasha. She is a lawyer. I think Corvea is 37. I didn't catch those ages. I think Corvea is like 32, 33. Andre, I think, is like 35. I'm not sure. He looked 35, 36. Natasha is 37. She's an attorney. Reminds me of Simone a little bit. Simone 2.0, who just got engaged to Rashid. And she's okay. She seems cool. She says that she's a Grand's biscuit. You know, you got to peel back the layers. Some people just like to bite right in. You got to peel back layers. So that was interesting to say. Then there's Zulika, who's 34. She is a digital producer. She gives pick me. It gives pick me. She says she likes to baby her man. I'm like, but he's not a baby. He a grown ass man. Okay, but whatever, girl. She says she's obsessed with her partner. It gives pick me. It does. I love her hair though. Love her hair. But it gives pick me. Okay. Dre is, and bless his heart. Oh, bless his heart. Dre is probably my height, and baby, I'm like 5'1", 5 even, 5'1". I'm little. Okay, I'm a little bitty thing. Okay, I'm a little bitty thing. All right. So radio producer / DJ. He and I are probably the same height. He may be an inch taller than me, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. But he was corny as hell. Like, at least be smooth with it, right? Like, be smooth, right? He was not smooth. He's not smooth. He started rapping. There's always that one, right? If you've been watching this franchise, you know that there's always that one guy who's socially awkward, super weird when it comes to women, does too much, tries too hard, in the middle of a conversation will start to recite a poem or start to rap or be awkward or, that was him. He was that guy. Okay, there's always the one that's super awkward around women. There's always the one that just likes to feel like he's the ladies' man, guys give to women. And there's always like the undercover player guy. There's always like these cliche men within the mix, and it's just weird. And I'm just over it. But we just gonna keep on, okay? I had secondhand embarrassment with Dre. He's 39 years old. I don't understand why he was acting like that. He too old to be acting like this, okay? Had he been younger, I'd have been like, okay, I get it. He's 39. Cut it out. Lyndon gives broke boy, okay? He gives unemployed. And I literally wrote this in my notes. I said he gives unemployed, and then later on Corvea brings it out and basically lets people know that he has a roommate. And I was just like, bingo. I know I've been in the game long enough to see unemployed when I see it. Do you hear me? I know unemployed when I see it. He's a bar manager. So he's got in the nightlife. And when I hear somebody tell me about them being in the nightlife, oh no. No, thank you. No, thank you. Manager, he's 33. He works the nightlife. He has a roommate in Miami. I'm good with that. No, thank you. Okay. He likes Morgan. Now, Morgan is a woman who pretty much she is a no-nonsense type of woman. She's absolutely beautiful, but she's a no-nonsense type of woman. And men like Lyndon always seem to want to be with the no-nonsense type of women. Women who have their own, okay? But don't necessarily, but are all, let me get to Morgan in just a second, okay? As Corvea was basically reading him his rights, okay, she was finding out that he had a roommate. I could tell that he was getting offended and intimidated by Corvea. She was not saying anything wrong, okay? I feel like if a man is not living independently, he might not necessarily need to be dating at the moment, because that means he's not really ready to like have a family, take care of anyone, take care of things. Right now he's still in his get it together phase, which is fine. Everyone has that phase. But I don't think you need to be introducing someone else who has theirs together into the scenario when you don't have it. Morgan is the no-nonsense type of woman. She's absolutely beautiful. She's interior designer. She's 38 years old. She seems like she wants to have kids. And she just seems like she's no nonsense. She is matchy. She likes Tony. Just because, and again, Tony is from New York, and we'll talk about that. He's from up north. I don't know if he's from New York or New Jersey. He's from up north, and you can tell that he's got that slick talk. Keep your eye on Tony. Okay, keep your eye on him, because I'm into Lyndon. Lyndon likes her. She's chatting with him. She's giving him the time of day. I don't know. Again, Morgan gives me no nonsense, but no common sense. Okay, like I can't explain it. Like she says, she grew up in the church, and that she wants to be with a man who's gonna put God first. Sweetheart, just because a man says he believes in God does not mean that he's a man of integrity. Okay, you can have a man who believes in God. You can have a man that believes in Santa Claus, but does he have integrity? Okay, he could be girl. Does he have integrity? Does he have morals? Does he have a high moral compass that he holds himself to? Not just other people, but himself. Like, just going to church is not the standard. She says she's dated other men that have not been believers, and she's pretty much had to drag them. And I'm just like, girl, sis, no nonsense, but no common sense. I didn't catch that from her. Marcia is the fashion designer. She is from Miami, and I don't know, when she said she was a fashion designer, I almost didn't believe her. I don't know. I feel like Marcia is on TV to be on TV. We'll see. Marcia's 34. We'll see. She was talking to Blue. She really liked Blue, and I liked Blue too. He seemed like the calmest guy on here. He is a lounge owner, and so he's 40 years old. He seems pretty chill, pretty genuine, seems pretty cool. I don't know if him and Marcia are gonna really hit it off, but because Marcia seemed too hype, a lot. She seems like a lot. I don't know. We go into Mercedes, who's 31. She's a flight attendant. There's always a flight attendant every time. A lot of the men seem to like her when we get down into deliberation. I don't know. I didn't really get a whole lot from Mercedes. She seemed okay. She seems cool. Demario is an accountant. Demario. He liked Corvea, and again, Corvea is a Puerto Rican and black woman. He said he loved him some baddies. He likes a woman who can dress. He likes a woman who looks good, and is a baddie. But he said nothing about character, and I was just like, that's interesting. So what does that mean about you? He didn't say anything about her being nice, kind, important. He didn't do any of those things. He didn't say anything. He just said he needs her to be a baddie. He needs her to dress good and look good. What does that say about him? Okay? He's an accountant, so he has a decent job. Okay? Sue Ann is 39. She is also an attorney. Very pretty. I didn't get a whole lot from her. Didn't see a whole lot interactions with her. She looks beautiful, very intelligent, but I didn't see a whole lot. Anthony, number 2, is a nurse practitioner. Now, we got a man on here with a real job, okay? A real job. Oh, and the accountant. Demario's an accountant, so he got a real job, too. Anthony, number 2, is a father of a little girl. He really takes her seriously. Apparently, he's got 3 pictures of her. I'm sure that there are more. But he is really looking for someone who is going to be a great mother. He actually connected with... I think it was Mercedes who he connected with. Either Mercedes or Morgan. Who did Anthony connect with? I think it was Mercedes. Mercedes. Yeah, I think it was Mercedes. Yes. He liked her a lot. He thought she was cool. So that's a thing. Anthony seemed all right to me. Again, I'm here for a man with a real job. Okay, not these entrepreneur, club manager or tech consultant. Okay. Then there's Jeffrey, which is a very interesting name for a girl. I actually like that. Jeffrey is 32. She's an executive assistant. She's got 3 kids. She's feeling Anthony, number 1, the one with the bayang, the one who's an entrepreneur who I have no idea what he does for a living. Okay, gives broke as well. I feel like she's watched all the femininity videos because she talks like this and oh my god, and so like Anthony, I really like it, and I just think that it's so nice and blah, blah, blah. She talks like that, and it's just like, girl, is that really your voice? Because in the confessionals, her voice is a little bit deeper. So I'm just like, what do you know? I don't know. She's pretty. She's prettier when you see her on camera, but when she's in her confessional look a little bit weird. I don't know. We'll see. But I do like her name, Jeffrey. I like girls' names for boys and boys' names for girls. It's weird. I love Blake. He's 44. Not gonna lie, I think Blake is very attractive, very handsome, but he's also very arrogant and very annoying. Yeah, he's a corporate security officer. I had to look that up. I was like, is this another made-up job? Because I'm tired of these made-up-ass jobs with these men. Apparently, it is a job. It's a thing. Yeah, it's a thing. I'm still not 100% sure exactly what a corporate security officer does. But listen, if he's employed and he really has a real job, I'm fine with that. He doesn't want any more children. He's got 3 kids. He's got a 22-year-old. He's got like a 17 or 12, 16-year-old. And he's got a 9-year-old. He's got 3 different baby mamas. Red flag. But that ain't none of my business because I don't got to date them. That my man ain't got 3 damn kids from 3 damn different women. Maybe him and Jeffrey can get together. They don't want I'm sure she don't want no more kids, okay? So, but I'm sure Blake is gonna want to go with the woman who has no kids because he doesn't want to have to deal with children, right? I can see that. The women see Blake as condescending, and I can see that as well. He is very much like, don't worry, I got this, little lady. Sit down, little lady, I got this. He kind of gives that. I don't know, we'll see. But he is very handsome, and he's got dimples. So, I'm a sucker for a dimple. And lastly, Tony, tax director. Again, I had to look that up. I was like, what the fuck? What is that? What is a tax director? He's from up north. He's either from New York or New Jersey or Philly or someplace like that. He from up there. I don't necessarily trust him. He was talking to Morgan and was like, oh, girl, you covered in the blood? And she was like, yep. I'm like, oh, God. I'm not a religious person. I'm not a whole church thing. I'm not with that. I don't really know. I don't trust them, but we'll see how this plays out. Simone and Rashid are going around. They're actually talking to all the singles as they're all mingling and telling them to ask, opening the floor, asking them questions, and then opening the floor for the singles to be able to ask them questions as well. And so some of the questions were a little silly, like, what took you so long to say yes to this brother? And I was just looking like, Blake said that. Of course he did. I was like, what the fuck? She actually liked Rashid, and she actually asked him out on a date on the show. But Rashid actually ended up choosing somebody else. So I need you to get the story together. Get the story right. You need to be asking Rashid what took him so long to get with Simone, because that's what it really was. But and at the end, Rashid actually ends up proposing to Simone in front of everybody, and they're all like, oh my god, and I was like, oh my god. But I watched their podcast, I watched their YouTube channel, so I already knew what was going on anyway. And I remember when I was watching the Houston episode, when she was on there, her and Rashid, and she was talking about some things that I could relate to. I really shed a tear for her, and I was hoping to God that she would find somebody who would really love her for who she is. And I'm so glad that it was Rashid, because he's a really good guy. Blake, again, the women don't necessarily really like him like that, but they're trying to get their vibe, get their feel for him. He doesn't want any children anymore, and honestly, I don't blame him. He got too many damn kids already anyway. Okay. And so they talk about how, I don't know how the conversation got on single parent homes. He basically says that he feels like children from single parents homes are broken. And I don't know if he understands this, but there are a lot of people that come from single parent homes. So he probably should have watched his words. I don't know if I agree 100% with him of what he can say, because I'm also a product of a single parent home. But I will say that there may be some emotional gaps, and maybe even some identity gaps, identity issues that may occur with people who are or who have grown up in a single parent home. But I don't know if you can say that they're broken, because that's what he was saying. Single parent home, product of single parent homes are broken children. And I'm just like, man, I don't know if I can say all that. There may be some gaps, but I don't know if I can say they're broken. And there may not be gaps, just depending on the way that those children are raised. Because honestly, it's not just two parents. It takes an entire village to raise children. I truly believe that. So, anywho, Blake is who he is, and if the women decide to keep him on the show, then that's what they're signing up for. Child, that's on them. Okay, so before we get into the last part, there are spoilers, but I did want to give my predictions before they actually, talk about who goes home and who doesn't. What I predicted is that Dre was going to go home. He's going to be a sacrificial lamb. They always put some awkward child on there, and then that person is the sacrificial lamb. Like, it's always one person who's obviously going to go home. I can't explain it. That person, and it's like they're the sacrificial lamb, right? To keep the show going, to keep the whole premise of eliminating people on there, but they're eliminating people who is going to go home. Like, who don't really have a chance. And I felt like it was Dre, and I was right. Dre actually got sent home. I know Corvea disagreed. She felt like she would have given him a chance, but all the other women decided that it was time for him to go home. They didn't feel physically attracted to him because he was so slim and short, or yeah. Sorry, I never. And then my other prediction was Z was gonna go home. I thought. But Z ended up not going home. It was someone else. So the fellas have a chat. All the yeses with the fellas. Jeffrey, Mercedes, Morgan. The no's were Z, Zulika, I think is how you pronounce her name, Natasha, and Corvea. Blake didn't too much like Corvea. He thought she was a little too feisty. He said feisty with a smile. And I was just like, Corvea is the woman who wants what she wants. I don't know how I feel about her right now, but I always love a woman who wants what she wants and knows what she wants and is able to vocalize it. So I feel like I respect her at the end of the day, okay? The ladies chatted up, and all the yeses were Tony, Blue, which I like Blue. Blue seems cool. Demario, Demario, no. Andre, the whole alpha male foolishness, throw that away. Throw all of that away. Demario is the alpha male. I'm an alpha male type of guy. Like, what is an alpha male? Throw that shit away. Throw that shit away. Okay? Throw it away. Throw it away. Andre, I'm trying to remember. Andre number 1 or Andre number 2? I couldn't remember. But honestly, if you ask me, throw away both of them. The no's were Blake and Dre. And they felt like Blake was arrogant. They felt like Blake, talked as condescending. Some of the words that he used: condescending, belittling, and arrogant. And I'm like, if those are the words that y'all use to describe a man, why the hell did y'all get rid of Dre? Yeah. Anyway, it's gonna be a wild ride. Okay, it's gonna be a wild ride. We'll see. So elimination comes up. Blake and Dre are on the chopping block again. Dre is the one that goes home. Z and Natasha. Natasha goes up. She goes home. Z is looking really relieved, but I honestly thought it was her, and I feel like she's probably going to be on the chopping block next time. So we'll see. Again, my final thoughts are, my goodness, if I signed up for Ready to Love and these were the men that y'all presented to me, I would have quit. Did y'all know that Love and Marriage DC, well, I want to call this man Quentin so bad. What is his name? I can't remember his name. Joy and the man that she fooled with, they are going to be on Love and Marriage DC. Anyway. Those are my final thoughts. Let me know what you think about the show. Okay, get down in the comments and talk to me nice. Okay, talk to me nice in the comments. Let me know what you think about Ready to Love. Let me know what you think about all the contestants and the people that are on the show. Don't forget to check out the Soul Firm Entertainment channel. Do not forget to check out their content and our review on Riches. If you haven't watched it, or if you have watched it, it's a pretty good show. It was a little predictable to me, but it was still something good. It had some gems. It was some gems on the show. Again, don't forget Black Lituations, Octavia Butler. Okay, we're going to be discussing this book, Octavia Butler, Kindred. It's a really, really, really good book. Yes, it's part of it is talking about the antebellum South, but it's still a really, really good book. I couldn't put it down. I sat and read it all day yesterday, and I'm almost done. So good. There is a mini series on Hulu. It's complete. It's a lot different than the book. So, and I'm also reviewing that on my channel, so check it out when you get an opportunity. And last but not least, if you want to become a part of the Growing channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button in the bottom. And I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.